it's Roseline. You're watching another Supernatural review, and this is Season 6, Episode 5, Live Free or Twi-Hard. New to this, I do recap and review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. This is a hard to pronounce title. Why did they go with that title? They were making fun of Twilight, but I don't know. So I kind of remember this episode was coming up, but kind of also forgot it, and so it's actually one of the good episodes of this season, one of the good episodes. And it's something where I talked about before how this season is so heavily monsters, and so we saw a shapeshifter episode. It's a monster we've seen before, and we're seeing it a little bit different. So it makes sense that vampires would come up because it's a monster we've seen before. We've seen multiple episodes of vampires, and every vampire episode has been different, and it's such a commonly known monster that it just eventually was gonna come up. And something I want to say is, I think I probably said it before in another video, but no one watches these videos, so it's like whatever. My freshman year of college, I took this class called Vampire Literature. I had to pick my classes at orientation. I saw that and it was like not a requirement or like whatever. I was like, I have to take this class, like Vampire Literature. And I've learned so much from that class and like what vampires have represented in like movies and TV shows. But anyway, we had to do this project at the end where we had to show, we were reading literature, but we had to show like vampires in media, in different types of media that we didn't watch, or I guess read in that class. So I actually picked this episode and I talked about this episode. I totally forgot what I talked about, but whatever. So definitely this episode was making fun of Twilight, which is something I kind of forget. Like they literally, the girl at the beginning, her name is Kristen and the guy's name is Robert. Like they were making fun of Twilight. And it's something too that like it makes sense that all these people would be obsessed with vampires and all the stuff, so that they would kind of like use that, the vampires would use that to lure people in. And so it's kind of like they were building an army, like they weren't killing people and they were, raiding those blood banks, kind of like, in Vampire Diaries, they try not to kill people. Of course they do, that's why there's a show, but they try to drink, blood people donate. I guess those are blood banks, I don't know. And then like these vampires weren't killing people, they were just trying to recruit more people and they kind of build an army. And so Dean was infected and Sam let it happen. And it's a really scary thing because in the past we didn't know this thing about vampires, that if you haven't drunk human blood, there's like a way that you become a human again. And even though Sam is soulless, like he is not Sam, like it's still crazy that he allowed that to happen, like even though he's soulless, it's crazy. And we also don't know yet he's soulless, but it's just like such a crazy thing, like even the fact that he's soulless, that like this happened. But it's just in general so crazy that Sam just let it happen. But then the grandfather was brought back in again, and so Dean is trying to like, he gets into the nest and he whatever else, said Lisa and Ben are in this episode. And yeah, I think it was kind of scary because Dean was actually like, my life's over. Like, we've known this in the past when, you become one of the monsters. Like if you're a hunter and you become one of the monsters, if you're a hunter and you become a vampire, like you're dead. Like we had that, Sterling K. Brown, I always talk about, he got a start in Supernatural as a recurring character, and he was a hunter that hunted specifically vampires who became a vampire. And then was he still hunting vampires, or did he go just want to hunt Sam? I don't remember. But yeah, it was kind of like he knew his fate, and it's kind of something where hunters know their fate. And so Dean thought it was over, but then they had this idea and it kind of worked out. But I think he in the end saw what Sam did. Sam let this happen, and he knows something's wrong with Sam. And I think he's also like, I think he said it in the past, like in an episode, like how he like notices something's wrong with Sam, but he clearly now like something's even more wrong with Sam and he notices it, and he's kind of afraid to say it. Like I think he doesn't trust Sam. And I also feel like, we don't see Lisa and Ben for a while after this, and it was kind of scary that he kind of acted that way with them. Like it's not too bad, but like in the end it wasn't great. I also remember from this episode it had like a really good cinematography. Like when he's fighting all the vampires, it's really good cinematography. But it's kind of also brought up this idea of the first. So like that's the thing with these monsters, there's always was a first monster, and I think that's like where it's trying to lead, is like going, if you kill maybe the first monster, it kills all the monsters. I don't know. Like when I think about it, like this season is so heavily monsters, but when you just like watch an episode out of the blue. Like, you don't get too much of that, and I think, you know, that's kind of what Supernatural is. Like, sometimes you just watch episodes out of the blue, and they know that, I think, from their viewership. And especially at this time, you know, how we consume TV in media so differently, where it is more common to just watch an episode just randomly. That's why, you know, TV shows back in the day used to be so much more episodic, and now TV shows are more serialized. But when you watch, you know, all the episodes together and you're analyzing like I am, you're like, wow, it's, you know, it feels so heavily monsters. Like, I'm kind of missing some of the other stuff. But, you know, in the end, it was a good episode, and it made sense to do a vampire episode. And I think it made sense that this happened to Dean, because if it was Sam, it'd be a little bit, I feel like it wouldn't work because he's soulless. But I don't know when we get to the soullessness. But anyway, yeah, that was a pretty decent episode, you know. Not the greatest episode ever, but we're probably going to be in the top 5 list at the end, because the season doesn't have good seasons. I mean, right now it's behind Weekend at Bobby's. I still feel like it's going to be top 5, but we'll see. But I'm going to end it here. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.